XRP below $1, your final opportunity to pick up this little asset below 1 US fiat dollar might be coming. And I don't think it's going to last long. Let's break it down, folks. We have a quick update for you guys. I don't know about you. Sometimes when you've gotten beat up in these markets so bad during the bear market, you're wore thin. For me, I'm actually getting some enjoyment out of some of the memes, which are providing me a good laugh during this down market. I wanted to show you one of those that I'm talking about right here. This is typically how it goes, right? Where you come in when it's hot, when it's sexy, when everybody and their brother's talking about it, looks like a good investment, you go all in, and then it rolls over. And you tell yourself it's a small dip, it's going to come back, it's just a healthy correction. And then when you get to that full capitulation moment, which is what we've been going through from February when we went down to $1.11 to this chop sideways over the past 3-4 months, bringing us to the double bottom levels that we're at right now, right when folks are saying, okay, this is getting boring, time to sell everything. And then they might not be saying what the heck. They might be using some worse explicitives when they see the next cycle bull run come in and the bull run cycle come in. And I just showed you guys in the update that I dropped this morning, another 10 baggers loading for XRP. We saw it after a 96% drawdown in the 2018 bear market. XRP pumped 1,600%. After the 85% drawdown there in the 2022 bear market, we then saw a rally of 1,100%. And we're seeing the same time this go at it. If we go below $1, we're already at a 71% drop from $3.66 down to $1.05. If we go below $1, we go down to 88, 90 cents. That would be a full 75% drop, just like we saw during the last bear market, just like we saw during the bear market before that. And even if you go all the way back to 2016, XRP dropped 60% before it pumped 60,000%. That's right. That's not a mistake. 60,000%. So if you missed this morning's update, check out that one. But let's continue here. We're just bringing it back to the data. You know, we can put out True Social, we can put out posts, we can say we got a deal, we can use the word ceasefire, even though there ain't no ceasefire taking place. But let's just talk about the data that's in front of us here and acknowledge this situation. The Strait of Hormuz tanker crossings have not recovered since the ceasefire. Until they do, until tanker flows through the Strait of Hormuz are back to pre-war levels, and until we have the enriched uranium in Iran, I don't think that this conflict is over, and the drawdowns will continue. Another huge week of drawdowns in the crude, gasoline, distillates, and Cushing. And production's up a little bit, and our exports are up. Those are good for the companies that make it, produce it. They're making record profits. But when you're at the pump paying, $4 or $5, depending on where you're at, $5-6 per gallon, right? It's because there's no relief in sight until we solve this crisis. And we got a summary right here from Luke Groman. I thought this put it pretty well. Quote, simply put, the inflation of the Iran war will soon force the United States and by extension much of the West, and even watching Japan too, to choose between save the currency, where you let bond yields rise sharply with inflation, which is what we've seen and could continue to happen. And this is bond prices falling sharply, breaking everything but the US dollar and gold, which we've seen a pullback on gold and silver, a nice buying opportunity. I think silver approaching $60 per ounce again. Or you step in and save the bond market by printing US dollars, cap US Treasury yields to maintain nominal US government solvency, turbocharging the already accelerating and soon to be problematic inflation, which is the CPI that came in this morning at 4.6%. We're heading in the wrong direction. No relief in sight until we get through this conflict and get the flows going through the Strait of Hormuz once again. The big jump in inflation is all driven back to energy. When the cost of production, when the cost of energy, right, moves back up in such a dramatic way, the ripple effect is not just inflation ticking back up, but remaining persistent and climbing continually until the conflict gets resolved. That brings us into a situation here where you reach full capitulation, where people are hitting the exits, giving up on crypto, not paying attention, right as the biggest wave of institutional adoption is taking place. CME Group launches crypto index futures jointly developed with NASDAQ, tracking the top 8 cryptocurrencies by market cap, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Cardano, and Link. And so we just have more access to XRP products. The institutions are going to sell it in 589,000 different ways. XRP Perpetuals are now live trading on Kalshi. I didn't even know that Kalshi had stepped into the crypto game. They're known for their prediction market. Here they are, crypto Perpetuals and XRP now live for trading on Kalshi. So more accessibility, whether you're going to the Wall Street products, whether you're going to Kalshi. I'm not using Kalshi. I'm not going to Wall Street. I have my own self-custody. I have free institutional grade custody. And the platform that I trade futures on is Coinbase. And I've been pretty happy with that for the most part. But once again, we love to see it, right? Robinhood, they've really expanded their crypto platform. We've seen Kalshi stepping in. And then, of course, the suits on Wall Street are selling it in a bunch of different ways as well. Speaking of the suits on Wall Street, and in this regard, more towards our financial system and the rails of the financial system, Mastercard choosing Ripple, more importantly, choosing the XRP ledger. Let's take a look here. As AI agents begin transacting on behalf of businesses, payments need more than speed. They need trust, controls, and clear rules for how value moves. We're helping build the infrastructure for trusted agent-driven payments with the XRP ledger and RLUSD, helping lay the foundation for the future of commerce. We're pleased to be a part of the ecosystem supporting Mastercard's Agent Pay for Machines initiative, helping to validate new use cases, establish common rules, and accelerate adoption. Mastercard and Ripple. And part of this partnership includes T54. That's the AI company that Chandler Fang is the co-founder of. I interviewed Chandler. I encourage you guys to go watch that interview. I forget what the title of it is, but if you go to my interview playlist, you'll see it there. But he left Ripple to go create this T54 AI company. They're a big part of spearheading the adoption and accelerating AI agents in the agentic economy with the XRP ledger. And they also have been chosen, along with Ripple, to be a part of this Mastercard initiative, Agent Pay for Machines. And we also need to understand that this increases the amount of transactions. This increases the amount of wallets and users on the XRP ledger or any other ledger where this agentic economy builds out. See, the total addressable market as far as users is not just the 7-8 billion people on this planet. It quickly becomes all of the agents that are being built out as well too. And I don't know about you guys too. I've been using Grok. I've been using Claude. I go back and forth between the two, depending on which task or agent I'm trying to build out. But, it's gone from this is just speculation and an idea of, someday agents might transact on the XRP ledger to it's here, it's live. And the acceleration of this process, it's really incredible how quickly this is coming. Now, we move here to the title of today's update, which is XRP below $1. And I'm warning that, yes, we still have that opportunity. We still have a chance that we could see XRP below $1, but it's not going to last long. Let's go to a real TA, expert guru, which is not me. I never pretend to be one. We do have success in these markets, even being a doofus moron when it comes to technical analysis, which I don't know. Praise God, it's a miracle. Maybe it's just sheer luck. But I want to give a shout out here to Cassie Trades and Terra Trades, the sisters. They've been pretty spot on with their Elliott wave analysis and bringing us back down to this, $1.05 low that we just hit last week, and then watching to see if we can actually go below $1 here. So XRP is defending major support, all eyes on resistance. Here's the update. She says she zoomed in on the 15-minute chart, watching the reaction off the major 786 macro support at $1.09, which we have bounced off that this morning. So far, the ABC pattern is still valid, with the wave B pulling a bit deeper into the local 618 retracement. It has lowered the C wave target slightly to around $1.24. I'm watching for one of three things. Here you go. This is what we watch for next. A clean ABC correction into the $1.24 area. A more complex ABCDE consolidation, which would cap the relief closer to $1.18. We already reached that in wave A. So this is already a level that we're watching. Now, if we get a major break of resistance above $1.30 and we start to move towards $1.60, $1.65, we can have a conversation about the bottom being in. $1 XRP is not coming. You missed your opportunity if you didn't scoop up at $1.05, and $1 XRP is gone forever. Or if the resistance holds at $1.18 to $1.24, if that holds, then the larger move towards 90 cents remains valid. $1.65 must break and flip to support to officially invalidate the need for a 90-cent test. So until we break above $1.65 with strength and hold that as support, the possibility to get XRP below $1 still exists. And we have to acknowledge the downside risk here. I know we want to say that the bottom's in. I know we want to pump it up. I know this morning's video I was talking about catching another 10-bagger on XRP. By the way, you catch a 10-bagger on XRP if we, it did set the bottom here, and XRP does go back up to 10, 11, 12 bucks. There's your 10-bagger. So the low already could be in. And we will know that the low is in if we see us break above $1.65 and hold. If we don't break above $1.65 and zoomed in, tighter time frames here, if we don't get back above $1.24, then prepare yourself. Get those orders in because it's going to come and it's going to be quick, right? For now, we're just letting the pattern develop to reveal itself. Let's take a look at the chart. And so what we see here is that we got an ABC. This is the Elliott wave technical analysis that the sisters like to use right here. A wave took us up to $1.18, $1.19, right? Wave B's taking us down here to $1.09 again. And then wave C will take us up here to finish this ABC correction. Now, this is a correction back to the upside after a big drawdown. ABC, and then we start our next in the bigger wave here. 1, 2, wave 3 takes us down to the 90 cents. And then we can bounce out, right? But right now on the higher time frame, we're in a wave 3 move down towards 90 cents. And wave 3 could be stopped short, but we would look for XRP to break above $1.24 and even break up the higher levels and hold, flip $1.65 into support for that to be the case. So this is one of the most important moments of this bear market, the opportunity to get the best prices on XRP. And for me, I've never tried to hit it perfectly. You never try to sell the top perfectly. I never try to time the bottom perfectly. I already bought on the way down, right? And I'm getting more. I'm trying to get more cash ready so that I can actually add at $1. I'll probably try to front run $1. I'll try to front run 90 cents. We'll see if my orders get filled, right? But I'm telling my broker right now at Caleb and Brown, have the orders ready. Hopefully they fill. Whatever platform you're going to use, get those orders placed because XRP below $1 is not going to last long. I know during the depths of these bear markets, it's easy to just think and let the bears take over, let all the narratives take over and think, this is it, XRP's done, we're going back to 50 cents. It's just not there. Not in the technicals, not in the fundamentals. There's just no case to realistically present a thesis that takes XRP down to 50 cents unless it's the end of the world. In that case, the price of XRP I don't think will be our biggest concern, right? It's so difficult to buy, to take advantage of these bear market lows, all by design. Market makers, narratives, influencers that led you off a cliff, etc. It's very difficult, but that's why you got to develop your own plan, right? Take what I say, take what others say, develop your own strategy, and have your own level of conviction. Because without your own level of conviction, you're not going to be making any serious moves in these markets. You're not going to be having success unless you have your own levels of conviction. You won't buy during the best opportunities of the bear market, and you won't have an exit strategy and sell during the tops of the market. So develop your own strategy, build out your own conviction, and take advantage of these opportunities, because I don't think it lasts long. Now I'm going to plug our sponsor real quick. This is the only sponsor that I have, and the reason is because we are so thrilled with the products that they've rolled out for our community and the service that they've provided our community. It's some of the best in the business. iTrust Capital linked up down below. Use my link, fund your account. You have to fund it with over $1,000 USD or $1,000 worth of crypto to get that $100 funding bonus. But I let you guys know this morning, they have now enabled withdraw in kind from the premium custody account. So you can keep it secure, but if you do need to pull it out for some reason, that has been enabled. Now, we love their IRA product as well, too, for rolling over those retirement funds into digital assets, right? And that's the thing with the IRA is you're limited on how much you can actually deploy every year. And so ideally, you want to try to time that allocation to your IRA as low as possible, right? During the bear market lows, where you can make that IRA allocation, your dollar is going to go as far as possible, and then you ride up those gains in a tax-free structured IRA with iTrust Capital. Awesome resource. We continue to love their products. We continue to love their service. It's all US-based customer support and free institutional grade custody. They're linked up down below. Get that $100 funding bonus, and everything else is at my website, ZachRector.com. If you guys could smack it for me on the way out, we greatly appreciate that. And we will see you guys in the next one. God bless you all. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.